So hello and welcome to another video on data analysis. My name is Uncle the Tutor. So before we proceed, please subscribe to the channel so that in case I add any other content, you're able to see. So today I'm doing a new software. This is Power BI. It's a very powerful tool. It can be used for automation, can be used for visualization. It's the best actually, and then followed by Tableau and of course other softwares. Then it can be used to do several things. If you are in any reporting department, this is your tool. If you're in any if you want any tool that will actually assist you to automate processes, this is your tool. So it's a very interesting tool. So I'll go straight into it. I've been using a data set called order with nulls. So this is the interface once you load a new Power BI software. So if you see here, I've not signed in. So normally they allow organizations to sign in. So if you have an email, a school email or an organization email, they won't allow Gmail or Yahoo, perhaps because those are personal emails. They want organization email. So a good thing is you can always get a free version, and of course it's free. But for you to share, for you to publish your work, you have to have an official email, and that perhaps has to be an organization email. So straight into it. So the first thing we'll do is to load data into Power BI. So you can load data from various sources. The default ones that are commonly used, you can either paste into a table. Mostly people use Excel. That is the same source that I'll use today. Then there's also SQL. So today, but there are so many sources that you can actually pick data from. So you can pick data from the website, from OData. OData normally is a link to the company's database. I know of a finance database called Dynamic Navision. That can actually help you. You can pick data from that. It's normally used for automation because it picks data on a real-time basis. But you have to liaise with IT guys to give you some backend link. So the other ones, I think this data flows, this is SQL Server, this text or CSV. So today we're going to pick from an Excel. So straight into it. So my data is called order with nulls. That's it. So open. Now normally once you open any data source, Power BI asks you what tables to load, what links to load. It doesn't just pick by default. Like if you open Excel, it opens automatically everything. No, you have to choose. So I'll pick the first sheet because that's what contains data. And the good thing is once you click on the data on the sheet, you see kind of a preview. That's why they say not selected to preview. So you see a preview like what exactly is in that table. In that sheet. So if I click order with nulls, you'll see already I have order date, order ID, order date, order quantity, sales, ship mode, profit, unit price, customer name, and so on. These are my variables. If I undo this and then click on sheet 2, you see it's blank. Sheet 3 is also blank. So for in this, so that so we load this sheet that has variables. Now so there's a way Power BI works, which is I think the most powerful way that of any data manipulation so far I've seen. So what once you've clicked on the sheet that you want to pick, you can either load it into your model directly or transform the data. You see there's a tab here written transform data. So transform data basically means you can see some nulls here, you get to see some nulls here. So that means we can't just load this data without transforming it. So what do we do? So once you click transform takes you to a tool called Power Query or Power Editor. That's where you do your editing. It's a very strong tool. So once we click on that, there we are. So it's called Power Query Editor. So this is where you do all the manipulations, you do all data cleaning, because the process of a data analysis, you first get the data, then clean it, that do all the manipulations that of course you want to, everything that you want to do on that data before you load it into the model. So before you actually do any analysis on that that data set. So if you see here, there's something called column quality. Sorry. So you go to add column, then you look at it should be view, then you ensure column quality is ticked. So column quality is what gives us this. So you see 100% is valid, error is 0, 0. So this is okay. All these are okay, whatever you see. But notice something, when you go to cells, valid is 99%. There's 1% that is empty. So you click on that. Now, the first thing you do is remove empty. So remove empty. You see, we are already at, we already have cleaned it. Something else, there's also on in profit. So because the rows were the same, once I cleared on cells, also profit cleared. So now we have all our variables being valid at 100%. So the data quality, the column quality is actually 100%. Now this is what is required, because now this is data cleaning. Perhaps maybe because sometimes Power BI might misunderstand what you meant really in a certain variable. Perhaps maybe ordered it to you was to be in months or something. So you can change from here. Normally, the type of the column that actually has been loaded is indicated on top here. So this is a numerical column. Order date, this is a date column, so shown using like a small calendar. Also, this is a numerical variable. This is also numerical. 1, 2, 3 should be 1, 2, 3. If I click somewhere else, it should be 1, 2, 3. ABC, because it's filtering here. So let me see. Cancel. Okay. So ABC is the categorical format for columns in categorical form. So this is it. Shipping mode is in is a categorical variable, and then we have this is still a numerical variable, and of course the rest continues. So yeah, that's it. So once we're done cleaning, this is like we're done cleaning, we go to home, then close and apply. So this automatically now loads our cleaned data onto the model. So this is where we do all the analysis and visuals. But now once you've done that, so apply changes, of course it applies on its own, but of course you can command it to apply changes once perhaps you've refreshed or something. The good thing with Power BI is that it picks data on a real-time basis. Wherever point you connect it. For instance, this same variable, we'll do that perhaps in my next video. We'll try and edit the exact that we loaded here from the back end, like from the computer. Edit and then load the changes. Also, once you refresh Power BI, it is able to refresh and pick the new values that are actually on the data set. So our values, our sheet has been loaded, and our sheet has the following variables. So if you notice, so we have customer name. Of course, let me just push it this way. So we have customer name, customer segment, order date, order ID, order quantity, product category, profit, sales, shipping mode, and of course unit price. So perhaps we would want to know what kind of variables do we have. Well, so if you go to, this is where now you have like the variables. So you can see we don't have any missing values. You have all the data loaded. There's no any null, because null means either missing or empty. See, so we have all the variables loaded, and here we are. So yeah, so far so good. This is what we have. Back to our model. So normally you see this. So this is the coding behind. It's called DAX. So coding behind whatever you're seeing on the top there. But we want to go into this today. This is a little bit complicated, so we just go into the basics first. And actually, this is not even important to understand. As long as you understand what to do on the main visualization tool, then the rest is, it's not significant. So this is normally a model connector. So normally, perhaps if you have different, if I had loaded different different sheets here, but they have common variables, so there could be some like linking to show that there's a variable that is common here and here and here, whatever. But in this case, we don't have any, we only have one data set. So yeah, there will be no models here that like to link, to intertwine the variables. This is the table where it has like all the variables and you can do all the filtering and everything. Then this is where you do your visual. So there's a place here. This is filter. So this is for like as the name suggests, for removing unwanted variables. Perhaps maybe you want to filter by some certain, perhaps maybe it's date. You want to filter maybe for only 1 year or 2 years or 3 years. You can do the filtering here. This is where you do the visuals. So these are the visuals. The first one, of course, stack bar chart, column chart, clustered, and of course the rest. You can do, this is a donut chart, and of course a slicer. This should be a gauge, sorry. Then there's normally a card, very useful. Then you can also generate a code, an R script from this. This is a Python script. Then what else? A slicer, of course an advanced card, and so on and so on. This is a map. This is also a map, but this is now, it's a field map. Then what else? I think, yeah, so these are the visuals. So for today, I can just do one single visual. So perhaps you would want to visualize the cells over the years. I mean by order date here. So the first thing we do, first what visual do you want to use to visualize our cells? So we'll pick a line chart. Once we pick a line chart, actually we can do this. We can do this just a line chart for today. Then my next video I'll proceed from line chart and then maybe do something better, or even a full dashboard. So now, as we said, on the x-axis we have order date. Just drag it there. Then on the y-axis, which is just next here, we have our cells. So now we have 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012. So it's clear that really things have not been going well. The company has been losing money. Now, perhaps on the date you don't want to see even the days. Can reduce to months. Can even remove quarters. Just have months and years. But now, because there are so many months in between here, we are not able to see everything. But perhaps now that's where filters come in. If you want to, filter only 2012, you go to order date, then you do basic filtering, not advanced but basic filtering, then go to 2012 only. Yes. Now we have 2012 here. So we have here, then we can actually add order date here, but now this time round, remove quarter, remove year, and remove days. Yes, so this is monthly rate of 2012. These are cells, the month of, this is for the year 2012, for the whole year. Yeah. If you want to see the numbers, perhaps you're wondering where are the numbers. So this is what you do. Go to visuals, ensure this is clicked, then just click on this tab here, then go down to data labels, then you click on. So we have our data labels shown. You can actually also decide where they'll be, but this is a bit, we'll do the manipulation later. So you can also decide to label the series, like the line, say this is sum of cells, but of course this is normally the best idea. It's not normally the best idea. We have better ideas. You can push it somewhere here, down here, or up here as a title and everything. So this is just the basics. In my next video we'll do a full dashboard